Hey y'all, this is Audra Hicks, your Tennessee Realtor. Looking out the window today is a lot of snow. We got a lot of snow yesterday and today overnight, and it is still coming down out there. I wanted to go over some things that you might need to know when you are purchasing land in Tennessee. So stay tuned because I put the real in real estate. So I wanted to go over some of the contingencies and things that you might want to write in an offer whenever you are buying land here in Tennessee. Now, I don't know about all the other states. I know about Tennessee. I am going to get my Kentucky license hopefully this year. So I'll be learning a lot in Kentucky as well. But when you buy land, I don't want you to think that just pull up to land and say, oh, that's just beautiful. You get out and look at it and you fall in love with it and you think this is it. You need to do your due diligence and figure out if that is going to work for whatever it is that you're wanting to buy that property for. Is it just an investment property you're going to flip and resell it? Is it going to be land that you maybe want to hunt on, or you're buying it just to have livestock, or um, have a garden, or farm it, or are you wanting to buy it for later building or now building? Are you wanting a barndominium style house? Are you wanting a basement house? All of this comes into play. If you're buying land, please get and consult with a great real estate agent that knows what they're doing on land, to walk you through the process of buying land. Land is something that, unless you are a builder and a contractor and you already know everything about it and do that, you need to consult with the right person who knows the ins and outs about land, and can walk you through the process so that you make a good informed decision and get to the closing and feel good about your purchase and what you're going to do with that land. Now, we in Tennessee, like I said in my intro, we got a lot of snow. So if you have land, it's even better for you to utilize the snow and use it to go play in the snow. Your fur babies, your kiddos, all of them go out and play in the snow. If you want to get a side by side, ATV, your sleds, whatever, you can have fun if you have quite a bit of land that you can use for playing in the snow. Be careful though out there. We've seen a lot of people that come to our street to do things, and two has almost hit our mailbox today. And that's a big brick mailbox too. So that would have not been fun for them, or us for that matter either. But we understand people want to play, but you got to be safe and use your brain when you do it. So when you're going under contract on land, you're still going to need to know or tell your agent, are you buying it all cash? Are you getting a loan? If you are getting a loan, make sure you've already gotten with the bank. They may require 25% down on your land loan. Have your letter so you can send to the other side with the offer. Um, is it going to be one they're going to flip into a construction loan? Think of all that. Unless you're all cash. If you're all cash, then that usually you need to get, your bank letter showing that you have enough funds to purchase that said land. So, we would need to send that as real estate agents to the listing agent on their side when we send an offer in. So, I'm drinking some hot tea today. It is so cold. We're like in the teens right now. I think 13-degree weather. Um, so during your due diligence period, you're going to want to check mark whatever it is that you're wanting to put as a contingency. So sometimes you'll put 10 days, sometimes you'll be 12, 14 days, whatever your contingency period. You need to make sure that you get all of that done during your contingency period. So you might want a feasibility study to get with your county on your zoning, your soil, your utility service, all of that. So you can figure all of that out ahead of time. Then the seller will need to grant you access to that property to do that as well. So in here, we write all of this in, check mark a lot of it, and put in however many days it is. Um, can you get a building permit? You'll want to go to your county or whatever and figure that out. Your governmental authority on that one. A permit for sanitary septic disposal system. Has it already been done? If not, then you'll want to see if you're going to be able to get that done. Has it had a survey on it? Most of the time when they're selling property, a lot of times they already have a survey or they just done a survey. Now they might have already had their soil testing done, so you kind of know where it is that you're going to put your septic tank, or you might not want your septic tank there, so you need to figure out if you can put a septic tank somewhere else too on the property. So all of that comes into play as well. So if it needs to be rezoned and that's pertaining to you, you'll need to write that in there as well. Is there a well on the property? If so, are you wanting to have that tested, or is that going to be something that if you can't connect to water, that you're going to have to check and see if you can put a well on? Figure out if your utilities are at the road, if you can get a water tap, if you can, hook on to all the utilities, or is it like a mile up the street? Figure all of that out. Is there going to be good internet? Does it have internet, or, down there on the road already? Is there an easement on the property? Figure that part out. Now, your agents can help you with a lot of this stuff anyway. And some of it we already kind of know ahead of time. Some we've got to figure out during the process ourselves. So, but you can ask the other side, and they might have an opinion or think they know, but you need to figure that out for yourself and do an informed decision and make sure that you can do what you're wanting to do with the property. Some people buy it for, just putting a few horses on. Some want it for chickens these days. Then eggs are expensive, but what else is not expensive? I mean, everything's expensive these days. So, they ain't making no more land. Like I said ain't. Yes, I did. I was born and raised here in the South, so we say ain't. So they ain't making no more land, as I say, and so that's one good thing to buy is buying land. You don't know, you can buy it, sit on it for years, resell it. You can flip it, sell it quicker if you get a good deal on it. Someone's trying to call me. And the sky's the limit. People buy land for all different reasons. Some buy it for future, giving it to family, kids. They want compounds on it, where you need to make sure if you're going to want to build multiple houses on it that you can do that. You've got to have so much road frontage anyway, and you need to know all of that and see how many houses you can build on that piece of property. You may only be able to build one, and you might have been wanting to buy it to build multiples. So, a lot of things go into play when you buy land. So you really need to think about what you're buying it for, what your plans are, and tell that to your agent so that they can make an informed decision on, if this is the property for you as well, from what they can find out on the front end. So, buying land is not easy like a lot of people think. They think if they pull up to a land and then they went and walked it and it's beautiful and they got to have it, that's it. They can build whatever they want there. That's not the case. You have deed restrictions, so you need to make sure you can put a pig on there, or how many cows you can have. Can you have livestock? Can you have so many dogs? Or, you can't run a kennel, or whatever the deed restrictions may be. Maybe that you can't even have chickens and you're wanting to have chickens and have your own eggs. So, you just never know. A lot of people buy land for different reasons. You're going to have to make sure on if you're doing a barndominium, which is usually flat and it's on a slab, you want more of the flatter piece of property to do that. If you're wanting a basement house, you're going to have to search out that that land that looks like you can build a basement house, carry your contractor with you or whatever. There's people that know more than others, and you might try to get with those, or write that in your contract that you need to make sure you can do certain things. You can even in special stipulations write in other things such as, easements as well. If there's an easement for a driveway and it's not on your property, it's on your neighbor's, you need to write in there that you need to make sure with that neighbor what the plans are, and that, things like that. There may be other contingencies that you want to write in. That's where you do it at. Just like if you're buying a house with property, there's a lot in the contract that you need to know, that who's paying what, who's doing what, how many days it's going to be. Can you close it quickly? Is there going to need to be an appraisal on the property? If you're getting a loan from the bank, usually so, and it's still got to appraise for whatever the value is that you've went under contract for. So most of the time it still has to appraise for that anyway. If you are buying all cash, then you can close things out quickly. Or if you still need your contingency period, please by all means write that in there. I want my clients to know that they are buying that property and getting it and going to be able to do what they're wanting to do with it when they purchase that piece of property, and feel good about it on closing day. I don't want them calling me up saying, "Oh Lord, I've made a mistake," but everybody, you never know. There may be something they didn't check out, or they thought they did or whatever, but my clients, I like them to know and be informed. And if they can't figure it out, I'm going to figure it out. Whatever. We're going to figure out what it is that they need to know to make that informed decision on purchasing that land. And you have your contingency period, because your earnest money comes into play as well. So you want to make sure you get it done during your contingency period. Do you need to make it contingent upon appraised value, or are you going to pay over and above if it don't appraise? Things like that. So you'll have to figure all of that out as well. But that's where your agent has to go and negotiate things for you, and figure all of that out. So that's why I say find you an agent in the area that you're wanting to buy, and let them help you, walk you through it. And that way you are well represented and make a great decision. And that way you have fun with your family once you've bought it, and get to do what you want to do with it. So, like I said, they ain't making no more land, so it's always good to invest in property, real estate. You buy it today, sit on it and wait, instead of waiting to buy. And you need to do it now, so that if you want to, or do it later, whenever it is you feel like you are ready to pull the trigger and buy that property, you go for it. So it may be that your time is now. Your time might be this year sometime, might be in 6 months, but try to have that game plan, work it up and figure it out, and have that down payment for that land, or the all cash for the land, or however it is that you want to purchase that land. Make sure that you are figuring all that out. You can get with an agent, a year before or 2 years before, to tell what your game plan is. I've had clients call me up and say, "Hey, I'm looking for this. I'm not in a huge hurry." So we go over what they want. I either have a buyer's consultation with them in person, or we go over it on the phone and we figure it out, and I'll start sending them things. So, and then I'll let them know what they need to do in order to buy the property, so that they start having a game plan and figure that out. So that way we're not rushed. If they find it, we already have done everything on the front end as far as loans and things like that. So hopefully that helped you today. If you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all stay warm. Bye.